from the podcast, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk. It's Grant's Rants Small Talk. Real Housewives of New York City Rundown.
Let the ranting begin. I am here to talk about the Real Housewives of New York City, Season 12, Episode 21, Viva la Disfunction. It's the season finale. Oh my God, we're finally here, 21 episodes deep. This started at the beginning of quarantine. How are we still doing this? Please welcome, to answer this question and more, Fern Ronay, author and podcast host and good friend. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi. It's an excellent question that I have no idea how to answer. How the hell are we still doing this?
I mean, I thought these shows were like maybe 3 or 4 months. I mean, so it's when what? It's been April, May, June, July, August, September, almost October. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm complaining.
It feels like when I last did a rundown with you was like we were saying earlier, like 7 years ago. Yeah. Like I feel like that was so long ago.
So long.
And I'm like, and they brought up Tinsley, and I'm like, she was on the show. Like, this season went on for 9 years.
Well, let's talk about some notable events in this episode. Luann is recording with Desmond Child, who we learned is a pretty big deal. I mean, yeah. I didn't know anything about him. I did mention him briefly on episode 163 on the podcast. We talked about it. Never thinking I'd actually see him doing his thing. But what do you make of Viva la Diva?
Actually, I think it's one of her better songs. Like when she was in the studio, she was like basically talking into the microphone. I'm like, she doesn't sing, which is like the greatest part of all of this. And then when she sang it at the end, I'm like, it actually has like a little bit more of a melody, which I know nothing about music, but it's a little catchier than her other tunes. So it's all right.
Yeah. Well, there's been a video released. I talked about it on the show. I mean, you know, the video is nice. I think they said we were talking, they shot part of it and they only had 20 minutes to get most of it done. Like, I don't know what the hell kind of productions that is, but I don't know. I mean, the song is fine. It's catchy. I was wondering when we were going to hear about it. I know she's very proud of it, so I won't knock it, but okay. I mean, it seems like she rolled up, walked in the studio, and then she's like, oh yeah, can't wait to hear it. I mean, I wish, as someone who works in audio, I wish it was that easy.
Right?
Showing up for 10 minutes, doing a little spoken word, rolling out of there.
That's how she does it.
Yeah, we get a peek behind the curtain of what it's really like. What else happened here? We finally get to see Lori, the realtor, Dorinda's realtor. Now, where were they keeping her this whole time? She was like the highlight of last season.
Which one was, the one who like walked in and am I thinking of the right one?
Yeah, she was like an older woman.
Yes, the older woman.
Real Upper East Side. Like
yes.
Poster child.
They showed her very briefly on this episode, but she made an appearance.
Yeah, and I remember hearing early on when they were last fall, like almost a year ago, they were like, oh, Dorinda was seen filming with her realtor. I'm like, well, that's smart because the realtor was so popular. I thought would be, they would shoehorn her in to any type of Dorinda event they could. But we only got a brief, like, grayed out, like little flashback kind of thing, which I need more of her. And now
they should have had more of her.
Yeah, now we're not going to see Dorinda, so we're going to see the realtor again? Probably not.
I know. The realtor, I'm surprised, wouldn't have wanted to be like what's her name? Why am I forgetting the friend's name? Like, you would think she would want to be a friend of the show.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm sure Bravo executives would like go crazy if they had a woman over 60 as a friend of. I don't know how old this woman is, but she appears to be of the older bracket. I don't know how well that would be received, but I mean, these two viewers who are in demo would really like to see Lori.
Yes, we would.
So,
absolutely.
Just saying. Let's talk about this now. Dorinda, in her interview, she says 2020 is going to be a good year for her. Foreshadowing. I think it must be so awkward because we all know, like, not only wasn't a good year, but it was a terrible year for her. She was fired.
Yeah. And didn't she break up was it this year that she broke up with John? Or was that last year? I think it was the end of last year.
Yeah, it was like, it seems like they've been apart for a minute, but I don't think we saw the breakup last year. I think it was announced way back at the beginning of this season, which seemed like a year ago, aired like 6 months ago, but was taped a year ago. So,
Right. Okay.
but
I feel like she was like everyone at the end of 2019 had such high hopes for 2020.
Oh, I did. I did. I had so many plans. Not one has come through. We were all desperate. I mean, we thought it was a dark time back then.
Right. Little did we know.
Now, here's how I know I've the Fern here on the right episode, because there was what Dorinda thought was a coin left on the floor that she thought was from her late husband. Now, for those who don't know, this is Fern's thing. She is all about the
I
pennies.
immediately recorded it and tweeted it and put it on my Facebook. Yes, I believe in signs. And so I was like, this is a sign that I'm doing the right episode with Grant.
I felt the same way.
Yes.
Yes. So, so much like Fern, it seems like Dorinda believes in science from the other side. She was looking for a sign, at least saying that she was doing the right thing, but it could have foreshadowed that she was going to be broke. Let's hope not, but I don't know. She was like everyone else. She's just trying her best to look for something.
She was so hoping it was a coin and it was just a metal circle. That's all right, Dorinda. It's all right.
Her new place is going to be so nice when it's done.
Yes.
Honestly,
they really gutted it.
That's like my goal in life, is to be able to purchase a place like that. I don't want to see not a single tile left in this place. I want to bring it down to the studs, put in my own carpet, my own walls, light fixtures. I want to be able to pick everything out. I'm jealous. It looks so nice.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. Maybe that'll be a good thing to end 2020 for her.
Yeah. So the townhouse now, Sonia's townhouse, is still around. And she said that early in the season she wants to put on all carpets. She wants to put in all carpets so she can clean, or whatever, or she doesn't believe in cleaning them, or something about that. But she's putting in an all white carpet on that main staircase. What a mistake!
Well, she's trying to she's going to get rid of that red carpet. She's trying to make it more modern because it's so Lady Morgan, not of this era, of the very first Lady Morgan. So. Yeah, so she definitely has to modernize it, but white carpets never. No. But maybe with these rich people and they don't have little kids, maybe they're will never walk on that carpet on those steps. Maybe there's a back elevator they'll use, so they're it's fine.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think there was an elevator in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just use that. Yeah, but I was like, wow, you're going to invest all this money. You don't want to clean carpets, but you're going to put all white carpets on? Okay. And then Ramona comes over to celebrate, but of course we know Ramona as this, what they keep saying, Schadenfreude. Is that the word?
Yes.
So is she really happy for Sonia? We don't know. But they take on this LL. That's the new thing, living life.
Oh my God. And she has to make it all about herself. I like this carpet. Take a picture of me. It turns into a whole photo shoot.
Oh, I know. Classic. We always know it's really Ramona because she behaves that way. It would be an imposter if she went in and was anything other than completely supportive, or about herself, I should say, supportive of herself.
Right.
Exactly. So Sonia wants her own place. Now, we already told the story. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the apartment, Columbus Circle, the pink walls, the bunnies, I thought we already kind of went down this path, but that's supposed to be her daughter's apartment that she's staying at. So, but we already told the story. I thought she had shed the townhouse and was living her best life.
And then it turns out that's not the case at all. She still has a townhouse and she's basically living in her daughter's place.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. So she's looking for her own place. Okay, again, it's confusing because they already told that story, but all right, just to say that she's staying with her daughter. Why do we have to have her go through and she has to do on BravoTV.com a tour? It's not your own place. Stupid.
Right.
Now, this cabaret preview / tryout, this had to be for the show. Who cares? I can't believe that anyone's going to have a tryout night for this cabaret. What is there to try out?
Preview? Yeah. I guess she was working her new material, but you saw the show. Did they do that Mary F. Kill in the show?
Well, they ask her because she takes questions from the audience. I think at one point when they were scripting the show, they were just I don't know what else to do. Like, why don't we just do a Q&A portion? I mean, because, like, again, she's got, like, at the time when I saw it, I think she had a max of 3 songs. Girl Code, the French one, C'est ça la vie, and the other one, the Money Can't Buy You Class. So I was like, how are we going to fill this time? So they did the questions, which, I mean, she was able to do on her own, but, like, a lot of the jokes, like, I agree with Sonia. The humor it's been done. She's, mining a dry well here when it comes to content. And I mean, you haven't seen the show. I imagine even you're bored by it.
Yeah, I was like, these are such old jokes. She can't be like going with this.
She is.
Oh, no. I don't know if I hope at the preview, like in the parts we didn't see, they told her like, come up with something else.
Yeah, I mean, she even said in her confessional, she said, this consists of all the things that I've never really chatted about. I mean, it sounded like your greatest hits to me: the Bush, Harry Dubin, the arrest, the husband, the divorce. Like, I mean, what else? What do you keep? You're on a reality show. You're talking about all this stuff.
Yeah. Did she tell the Harry Dubin joke when you were there? Probably.
Probably.
Did she finish with her big number? Was it Money Can't Buy You Class?
I'm pretty sure that was. I think she actually did that one twice. I'm not making this up. I think that was like she was introduced at least to like the melody of it and like just to amp people up, and then that carries throughout as a theme, and then it like ends with it, but it's like very present throughout the show. Again, there were 3 choices. I mean,
right?
This is not a Cher concert where we. Or a Barbara Streisand, because that's probably the level she's putting herself at now after working with Desmond Child.
Exactly. She was very impressed by that.
Yeah. So Ramona was a no-show, not supporting women, of course. Here we are again. My favorite, as always, people know my favorite scene ever, her on that phone with Bethany supporting women. Only when it's convenient for her will she support women.
Right, or will she open an attachment in an email from her friends?
Yeah, exactly. Sonia was a breath of fresh air in this little preview part, though. I will say she is off the cuff. She's a good improviser. You know, the other ones up there were basically reading a script that we've all heard, so I appreciated it. I love Sonia. Like, she's my favorite. She can do no wrong in my eyes, except when she peed in the like bushes when they went to like some like vineyard. Yes. I was like, that's low. Even for me, I was like, all right, Sonia, you're pushing it. But I just love her. Like, I just love her energy. When she gets drunk, she doesn't like start screaming at people. She just like wants to make out with her friends. She just is like full of love, and I just love her. So yeah, I think she was a breath of fresh air at this boring thing for these that we had to watch and they all had to sit through. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like Sonia. She's, I wouldn't say she's the classiest in the bunch, but she delivers, and I'm glad to see that. Like, hopefully she'll be sticking around. So, but then the whole show comes full stop for some horrible like commercial for an app, and they get like an over the shoulder shot, and like Sonia, Leah's like making an appointment for them to do something on this app. It was. Would you catch that?
Yes, it's the Mind Body app, which like everybody used. Like, I use that to like check into my like spin class when I go home to New Jersey, and it's like the only app that like connects all of these classes. So it's the worst, and I always forget my password. But it was like it was like, what was that about? To show that she's like being supportive of Sonia?
No,
it was weird.
I think it was some type of deal that they had, some product integration. Because
oh my god, that was weird. But I feel like everybody uses that app. Like they kind of have a monopoly, unless I'm thinking of the wrong thing and there's a new one.
I think I used that for meditation when I could go. But like the reason why I thought it was an ad, because they kept like showing the app. They didn't blur the screen. They had a shot like very intentionally of Leah's iPhone. So I was like, what is it? She's explaining how it works. And I'm like, what is this? So I was very turned off by that.
Yeah, that was weird. Now that I think about it. It was like too much time on explaining this app. That's like, all right. Now, that was weird.
What did you make of Drag Queen Bingo, raising money for GLAAD? A good event. We've heard so many things about Sonia and her gays. I did, and for those listening, I think I spotted a gay porn star at this event. It was a mixed crowd. Not that that's a bad thing.
Nobody there. I felt like it wasn't crowded enough.
Yeah, they could have filled it. I mean,
they could have filled it.
They could have just like sent a party bus down 9th Avenue at Hell's Kitchen and just filled in. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I would have loved to have been there. I mean, I would love to be like one of these. Like, I just want to witness the Housewives being taped, like the lunacy. I feel like they could have gotten a lot more people.
Yeah, I think the venue. I thought the venue was kind of cool. I liked it. It looked nice. It was designed well for the party and the theme. You know, Ramona enters with a man though, and it's a platonic friend, which is such BS. This is so stupid. I could see if it's like, hey, I have a date and like we're going to make an appearance and then we're going to split. But like to take this guy with her and then just make a big deal that they're just friends. Like, why was he there?
I feel like he's the new Tom. Like he keeps popping up the way like we discovered Tom had been like on earlier episodes. Like he's just like a thirsty, like wants to be in that mix and he'll do whatever he has to do. And so she kind of had to do something to like defy Sonia a little bit and bring like a guy that she, whatever, maybe is dating. So, or even not dating. I think he probably was like, I'll just come with you to piss off Sonia. Because it's not on like on brand or like whatever she wanted for her party.
She is one of those people, and I have someone in my family like this who I love dearly, but they can never show up alone. They always have to be with a friend or someone that they're seeing. They can never come. I never get any one-on-one time with this person because they've always got to show up with somebody on their arm. And, you know, this is ridiculous. This whole thing is so stupid that she had to bring this guy. I don't understand why she couldn't. This is like the finale party. Like, go. It's a job. Just do your job.
Yeah, I feel like ever since Ramona got divorced, every second she has on camera, she's trying to prove to Mario that like she doesn't need him. Like she's still so like has to show like I'm living a great life. I'm so happy. I have so many dates. Like she's like stop trying to prove things and just like be happy.
Yeah, I mean, the social climbing, we've talked about it now for almost 20 weeks. I mean, it's ridiculous with her.
Yeah.
It's too much. Now, Ramona, speaking of her, she blew off Luann's preview show with the excuse, and you mentioned earlier, she did not open the attachment. You know, I mean, this is so stupid.
Seriously. But at the same time, like, maybe she just didn't want to go because she knew it would be boring, so.
I just don't understand how you make that mistake.
Excuse.
I don't know how you make the mistake. Isn't all this stuff pre-scheduled? Like when they tape, like they can't leave town. Like I thought it was all preset. Like they might not know what the event is, but like, okay, leave Wednesday night, Friday night, and all day Sunday open. And then like they plug in, you know, they obviously have to book the crew and producers have to get these releases for these places that we can barely see anymore in New York. And it's like, I thought that, like, it's just like, leave that day open or that night open. You have to be somewhere. How is she finding out what her schedule is through Luann's Gmail attachment?
Right. Right. Sometimes I forget, like, it's actually all pre-planned. It's, like, not really reality. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't forget, and I wish I could because I would think I would enjoy these shows so much more. Yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, I just like maybe because of working in production, I just know like how many people are involved. But like, I wish I could like take that hat off and just enjoy it for what it is. But that's the perspective you get on this rundown. I mean, other people are gonna just yes queen you to death about these moments, but I'm gonna actually like take a look at them and be like, hold on, wait a minute, did you catch this? And that's the point of the rundown.
Yes,
there you go.
Your unique perspective.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I gotta keep it real 100%. Now, this guy Ron, he like hits on Leah and says, what he says, he says, "You're in your prime, and I can make you shine."
Oh my God, she rolls her eyes. It's the greatest.
It's the greatest. We need that, especially like in this current culture where it's just like, oh, dude, what are you doing?
Honestly, this old creepy guy, like, just hasn't he learned? Like, doesn't he watch the news? Yeah. No shame in the game. Yeah. But that's why he's probably tight with Ramona, because Ramona would love that pickup line. She would be so flattered.
That she lives for that type of pickup line.
Yes. She would love to hear she's in her prime. That would be the greatest compliment.
Oh, that's all she wants. That's all. I've said it before. Her whole thing is that she wants to be considered young. Remember even last season, Tinsley, I look young for my age and you look old for your age. Remember that with the makeup?
That's horrible.
That's all. That's her MO. I'm convinced. That's it. No one will ever convince me differently. It's all about age with her.
It is.
Youth. As Kirsty Moore put it so well on this podcast, that's the one thing she doesn't have is youth. And one thing she really is interested in is 69, because 69 is graphically pretty. I mean, what the hell is this BS?
Oh my God. She tries to have it all. Like, she is a prude, and then she also like wants to look cool probably for this guy, and she's trying to be funny. And then she comes up with an excuse when she's being interviewed, like, how can you be both? She's impossible, but she's Ramona.
Yeah. You know, I think in only Ronay fashion, I can't imagine any other city doing this, just closing out the season with Luann performing and just kind of everyone just getting up and dancing and having a good time. We'll get to the drama in a moment, but this is kind of what makes this show special, I think. Like, even at the end of a long season, they're going to go and Andy's going to make them fight, but I appreciate that it just kind of ends in a party, you know?
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I feel like New York does that a lot. Even at the end of their reunions, like, they'll hug. Like, I always appreciated that about definitely some seasons more than others of New York.
Yeah. I just need like a little bit, like, I'm here for the ride, I'm here for the drama and the fun, but like, it can't be like, again, like on the city that shall not be named and the 90210, like, it's just like they're threatening to like, you know, destroy each other's character and families. Yeah. And I mean, I don't watch this for that. I don't like, that's just like, no. But anyway, at this point in the episode of the New York Housewives, we get the little updates. Luann has sold her roundhouse. And were they being shady when they said she wasn't settling for the lower level? Was that knocking the house?
I think so.
I mean, I didn't hate the house. It wasn't atrocious. We've seen far worse on Housewives.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it wasn't atrocious. I guess they maybe like because it's not in New York. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Dorinda is writing some type of a book. I hope she hurries up on the book. Leah is
type fast.
Yeah. Leah is relationship ready, which seemed to me like the weakest update of all because it's like said nothing.
Yeah. But she's like repaired it with her mother. Like we saw that. And,
yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm all for her, but like, you know, anything else? Sonia, she has no bids on the townhouse, and I don't think they're going to be coming anytime soon. I mean, if she's looking to like rent it out for less than $2,000 a month, let me know. I'd like to be able to say I stayed at the Grand Morgan townhouse.
I love it. I would love to be her intern, even just for a day.
Oh, I love her. She's got some ones that just hang out there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I think they're hanging out waiting to be paid. I think they're like, I can't leave or I'm never going to get paid.
Maybe.
Ramona, her update is that I guess she moved up a couple of flights in her building to have a better view for Instagram. Is that what it is?
Yes. So Ramona. All of that appearances.
So Ramona. Who would go through the hassle of moving? Unless if it was an amazing deal.
Right. And she got like a discount on rent. Like those would only be like good reasons, not like her kind of reasons.
Yeah. I mean, I really like, I'm all about an upgrade in life. Like if I'm moving, like I'm not moving down the hall. Like we're going to get like a balcony or we're going to get like, you know,
such an aggravation. Yeah. It's got to be a major upgrade.
Well, I don't think it will be. And then, you know, Leah has a nice moment where she's like, you guys brought me into this group. Well, actually, Tinsley did. So, like, let's cheers to her. And then it turns in the final moments. And that angry, drunk character of Dorinda that people, you know, have been critical. I'm not calling her that, but I'm calling her it because that's what people call her. And this is what we saw. I don't know if she was drinking, but very angry. Fourth wall is broken. Tinsley, she broke her contract. She almost ruined our show. And it flipped out, man, in that last minute.
It flipped. I feel like part of it was nothing happened at this party. And she's like, we have to like give them something. But she did like mention the show, which I know they're doing on Beverly Hills, but like they never do that.
Never.
So I'm like, is she doing it because she really feels that way? Or is she doing it for the show? I don't know, because they broke the fourth wall, which makes me think like it was genuine.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it was so, it was so like like flipped a switch. Like, what is wrong with her? And I love Dorinda. I feel like I always have to say that. I like in past seasons, I just love her, but she is so going through something and has so much work to do. Luann has clearly been to has gotten some good therapy.
Yeah.
She's saying like that's a person in pain. She has some work to do, and she's 100% right, which makes me also like, this is a whole other thing, but keep her on the show. Like she makes for good television.
Yeah, she's the least of Bravo's problems. It's very odd that they got rid of her. I don't agree with it, even though I don't like seeing this version of her, but I think there's a story of redemption here.
Exactly. I wanted to see her next season work it all out, like get a great therapist, and like really, I wanted to see it come full circle because I really love her deep down. I can't believe that this is how it's going to end for her.
I know. It's unfair in a way, and we'll have to see how it shakes out at the reunion. But I think that she was in such a bad place with Tinsley by her own doing when Tinsley left, that she must have lost her mind behind the scenes when she found out. And she must have been really upset about that contract. She brought that up multiple times. She must have asked a bunch of questions, like how much does she get paid? You know, is she going to be a full-time housewife? Like I bet someone like Dorinda like ran with that information when it happened, because this was just coming off of Bethany screwing them. So I think Dorinda really lost her mind this season behind the scenes. I don't know anything for sure, but I mean, if we saw her lose her mind in front of the cameras, I could only imagine behind the cameras. Yeah,
so they must have been like, she's not worth it. She's a pain in the ass. We have to get rid of her.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I don't know anything, but that's what I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because she's so good on television. She's the only one of them who's like really bringing the drama. So
yeah,
they must have been like, it's not worth it.
Final thoughts.
Let's head into our final thoughts. Do you want to go first, Fern?
Sure. I mean, I thought this episode was kind of a clunker. I thought this season was like not great. They're all long, but I just felt like it was all right. I feel like Leah, I know she's kind of supposed to be the Bethany. She's like the one who is self-aware and observes what's going on and points out the ludicrous, like how ludicrous it is. I don't think she has the heart of Bethany. I didn't really connect with her. I know she's going to be back. Maybe I'll like her better as the seasons go on, but I thought it was just okay. And then this episode was like so boring until the very end, and it was all right. I mean, I'm still going to watch next season. I'm still going to watch the reunions, but it was kind of for me. Yeah,
I think maybe the episode previous should have been the end. It was like, they tied everything up so nicely, and I didn't need to see like an extra scene of like Leah making a gingerbread house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just like, let's move with this. So yeah, I know I agree with you. I mean, I'm just grateful to have the show, but yeah, it was long. My final thought is, Luann, she sat very confidently on that couch after Dorinda had her meltdown, and similar to what Fern was saying, like, she's done the work, and she just like looks at her, and I wrote down here, I was like, Lou has rest her case. I mean, she said so much about Dorinda, like not getting it, that you can't have a conversation with her. She's always flipping out, and it just all played out in front of her. And she said, yep, I'm right. And she was.
Yep, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, here we are. We're at the end. We'll be here for the reunions. I'm still determining if I want to do them all at once and cover them in one episode or do each individual week. I'm still determining this because I need some time just free from the podcast for some other things, but we shall see. Fern, did you know that you are tied for the most guested guest with Granny June on Grant's Rants?
Oh, I'm so excited. Really? Me and Granny?
Yes, you and Granny are right there at that number one spot.
I love it. How perfect. Because I love Granny and I love you, and I'm always happy to do this. I'm always in a good mood when we're doing it, and when it's over, I'm like, this is such a feel good thing, and congratulations on 5 years. Like that went fast.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I feel the same. And yeah, if you haven't heard the 5-year special yet, please do. It was a lot of work. It's in 3 parts, and you can choose whatever you want because there are 3 different parts, so labeled in the title as always. And we've got 5 guests, double the Hollywood talk. And for those of you who have listened, and so many of you have reached out to me, Thank you so much. My thanks to Fern Ronay, and we'll be back with more rants.
This has been Grant's Rant Small Talk. Real Housewives of New York City Rundown. Want more? Join the full conversation on Grant's Rant Hollywood Talk podcast.